to your yoga practice. Find a comfortable posture to start out. Got this prana workshop, prana and awareness workshop coming up, and so feeling in the spirit. We just did a talk this morning on a little bit about prana, so maybe we'll talk about that today. You can think about prana as really all of your vitality, all of your energy, even not you, right? The floor, everything has prana. Living plants, living things are like the easiest for us to kind of get a felt experience of it. But prana is like the yogi's paint. If the yogi's the painter, like the paint is the prana. And we're sort of learning how to different brush strokes, and how to mix colors. And that's essentially what we do. So breath work is one of the best avenues and vehicles for that. And then moving our bodies to try to like tap into our energy levels and regulate our energy levels is all in a yogi's wheelhouse. So as you sit here, you want to think about opening the body. There's an architecture. There's an architecture to prana. And we talk about this quite a lot. The spine is the central channel. It's the River Ganges. It's the Merriman Avenue, if you're from Asheville, it's Main Street, if you're from other cities that have main streets. It's the central channel, and all the energy of prana flows to it and from it. And so we often think about this channel as a governing body, a governing force in our energy system. And so you just take a moment to bring your awareness to the core channel. And they even think of it like this, it's a tube of light, right? We have our spinal cord and there's fluid that runs through it, connects to our nerves that run out into the other parts of our body. But prana gives its own credit, its own power that's outside of the physiology of it. And so when you start to breathe now, experience your inhale and exhale through your nose. Feel that this channel, it's almost like energy was moving up and down or down and in. And you're starting to bring your attention, your awareness, into this core central place, this wellspring, this nexus of your vitality. And they say at the bottom, deep in the belly, is sort of if the spine is Main Street, the center of the city, the center of the sort of the biggest oak tree in the forest, if it was a river, is deep in your belly. So as you close your eyes, just think about this energy, attention moving deep into the belly. And as you start to collect your attention and energy deep into the belly, you can think of these sprouts, right? Your legs sprout out of that center, and it sprouts up and then out through your arms, and then up and out through your crown. And the last sprout is actually a root down through your tail. So you just take a few more deep breaths. Feel this energy flow, right? The breath is an energy flow. And it's moving your attention into your core, your spine. And deep in your spine is this giant oak tree, the center of the forest. And from there are these sprouts to your legs, these sprouts that come up and out through your arms, up and out through your crown, and then down through your tail. Just let your attention sort of permeate this architecture. It's felt, it's visual, in the mind, it's imaginative on some quality, but it's also felt in the body. It's like a map. Good. And now what you're going to do is you're going to sort of take a deep inhale. And as you inhale, you're going to open your arms up and out like you're stretching from the pit of your navel into a V. You can kind of feel the fingertips connect all the way down to the base of that V. As you breathe, open the palms, open even your gaze, maybe even your cheeks a little bit. It's called a smile. So like the prana kind of lifts up and brightens, almost like the way a sun ray would emanate from a sun. Good, and bring your hands back down like a veil, a shroud was kind of just dimming, like you're tucking yourself in to your deep belly. We'll try exactly the same thing. As you breathe, it's like the light gets brighter. You're inhaling, open up from that V like it was a ray of light out. Oh, I should play that Madonna song. Quicker than a ray of light. I don't know how you'd be faster than a ray of light. That seems pretty fast, but we'll have to analyze the lyrics. And open up, lift the cheeks. And then just feel like the softening. Because part of prana is that it pulses. It has this like sunrise, sunset quality. And you bring it back down to like that humbled, anchored core in your belly. And relax your arms. Relax your shoulders. And just take a moment to kind of tip your head to one side. As you tip your head to one side, feel that one side of that channel, the spine, that side's squeezing. The other side's opening. Just go the other direction. So we're not really thinking about bones and muscle and tendon. We're thinking about these channels, this sense of balance in our energy body. So as one side squeezes, the other side opens. And so there's still this constant sense of sustainability in our system, no taxing, no wearing down, really. Back to center. One more time, just tilt your head to the other side. And as the neck goes, let the spine go. So the shoulders tip. So you're feeling a crescent shape in your spine, hugging one side, opening another. Just do that to the other direction. Just feel into it, breathe. The whole thing is about breath work, really, because breath can regulate the energy level. Sometimes we hold our breath, but it's always intentional when we hold our breath. Otherwise, the breath should just be smooth and continuous. Come back to center. Take your arms and we're going to pull them back. So pull your elbows and hands back to tone your shoulder blades. Squeeze onto your back. Good, and just reach your left hand forward and your right hand back. So you twist your shoulders around your spine. Inhale, squeeze the arms back again like we just were. And then twist and extend, just pressing the prana out. Using our arms as tethers. Bring it back to center. We're going to do that first side again. Squeeze elbows and hands back, and then twist. Squeeze it back to neutral, and then twist. Bring it back to center and relax your hands. Just let the head hang for a second. Feel the stretch up the back of the neck and allow the whole back of your spine to open slightly. Softening into your back body. Drop your attention into the root. Lift the chin up nice and long and tall, opening your front body like you're kind of bursting out of the water. And then return to neutral. Let's come to tabletop, hands and knees. Press down through your hands, press down through your knees, and think of this base, a stable base, knees and hands. Feel that connection to your shoulders and hips. So it's like a square shape, a box shape, a container. And now you're going to try to feel the spine. Almost keep the shoulders and hips feeling kind of steady and firm as you move the spine through and around that box shape. Just up and down with your spine. Keep breathing just naturally, keeping your attention as the breath flows in that central channel in the spine. Good. Now you can just kind of tilt, squeeze the right shoulder and hip towards each other and release, and squeeze the left shoulder and hip towards each other and release. And just sort of feel this, again, this pranic energy moving and stirring as you breathe, circulating it through your system. Good. Let's go all the way back. Send your hips back towards your heels as far as it feels right to you. Take a deep breath. Inhale, come forward. Let's stretch into our shoulders. So put some pressure through your arms, through your hands and fingertips as the shoulders start to bear weight and create tone across the shoulders, across the chest, stabilizing. And breathe. If you want to make this more challenging, tuck your toes and lift your knees for full plank. But we're emphasizing the forward movement of the shoulders without harming our wrists. Good. Release off of that for a second. Let's do that again. You're going to sink way back into your hips. You're pooling the prana, right? You're stretching. You can think of your hips as like hollows. The joints of your hips are like hollows or mitts, sort of like eddies or cul-de-sacs of pranic energy. As you sit back, the prana swells into the hips. This will encourage blood flow into this area of the body. And that's why moving feels good. It circulates the blood. Come forward, move forward. You're going to put that same hollow, the top of the shoulder is like a cul-de-sac. You're going to rock forward, out over the fingertips, strong arms so it doesn't harm the wrist. Then the shoulders get warmed and heated by blood flowing into the cul-de-sac. Excellent. Come back to a neutral spine. Bring the knees close together and just draw like crescent shapes with your hips. So keep the knees touching, even the ankles maybe touch, and swing your hips wide to the right, and then back through center, and then wide to the left. So you've got this pendulum arc shape with your hips, back and forth. A couple more times. Again, just stirring and circulating the energy as you breathe. Inhale to one side, exhale center. Inhale to one side, exhale center. 2 more times. The breath is a key to the movement. The coordinating is key to the movement. That helps the prana flow, helps it move through the nadi channels. The nadis are these pathways through your system. Walk the legs back and lower down onto your belly, all the way onto the mat. Good. You're going to put your hands out in front of you and press your palms down firmly into the earth. You press your palms down firmly into the earth. Lift up through your shoulders and chest. And breathe. Keep breathing. Two more deep breaths. Strong arms. If you want, you add the toes. So point your toes behind you and try to press all the toenails down into the yoga mat. So you feel your legs tone. The kneecaps will actually lift off the mat when you do this. The leg muscles will tone. You press down through the toes, down through your palms. Keep breathing. You're creating these stable structures on the side channels. These are called the Ida and Pingala, the right and left sides of the body. So your core channel can be loose and liquid-like, free-flowing. Good. Relax all the muscles. Relax down. And the same thing. You take your hands out wide, either in like a wide V shape or in a complete T shape. You can kind of choose whether you want to be in a wide V shape or in a T shape with your arms. And again, you're going to press down. This time you'll tuck your toes, and if possible, get all the toe pads on the mat and kind of push back through the soles of your feet evenly. The pads and the heel. Your knees lift off the ground. And again, push down with your hands. Got these stable side pillars. And the core channel is nice and liquid-like. Breathe here. Feel the energy moving and stabilizing. Stretch your palms. Get the awareness all the way into the edges. Keep breathing. And keep attention. You'll notice that a fatigue might start to set in. This is the prana, it's like it's dimming. You can be here, but the mind is fatiguing. The mind wants to race away from your own energy. Right? It wants to go think about other things. Your own body has plenty of energy. Stay with it. And relax everything. Place the hands back under the shoulders and lift up into a classic cobra. Feels right to you. Breathe. And let's do a downward facing dog pose. Next knee bend to start here for today. And just pedal out each heel. Good, and come on down to kneeling posture with your hips above your knees. You're going to open the arms up, spread the palms. And so you've got this circuit happening as you reach up through your spine, reach down through your fingers and knees. Reach up through your spine and reach down through your fingers and knees. I feel there's this loop happening. Up through the center, down through the sides. And breathe. Two more deep breaths. Feel this current of energy. Good. Same thing. You can open the knees a little wider. You're going to bring the hands into your heart like this. You can either touch the fingertips to the chest or palm over palm. And you'll sit back. On the inhale, open. Exhale, sit back. Soft when you exhale. Inhale, bright and enliven. Exhale, soft, relax. Sit the hips back a little bit. Inhale, bright and enliven. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, bright and enliven. And sit back. Two more. Let the breath really exemplify the quality of the movement. So the inhale is toned and expressive. The exhale is relaxed, receding. Good. Shift your hips over and step your left foot forward to the front edge of your mat, or whatever that makes sense in your distance and your length. You can use your blocks if you'd like for your low lunge. Walk the back knee back some. Breathe here. I'm just going to rock the hips forward and rock the hips back a couple times. Try to find where stability exists. Rock the hip forward, rock the hips back. Remember, every rocking motion, every movement helps move and circulate prana. The key is to stay aware of the sensation and move at a pace. We don't want to get dizzy. We don't want to get bored. We want to find a movement that hones or really, it almost like it harbors our attention. It harbors our attention. The prana, the circulation of energy, gathers our awareness. That's how we decide how rigorous our pose should be or how relaxing our pose should be. Does it harbor our attention? So when you find a spot that kind of feels like, oh, there's some extra sensation there, you might pause and lean into that stretch for a second because it's harboring your attention. So prana becomes the guide on some level of our practice. Good. Plant that foot flat at the front. Open the left arm high to the sky. Go a little bit of a twist. So we're just making big circles now. So you're going to swoop that arm on the outside of the leg. Inhale one direction. Exhale the other. Keep breathing. And you're looking for a place in that movement where your attention gets gathered. Where it's like, oh, there's something interesting in my body there. Notice something. You want to connect the mind to the body, to the pranic field in the embodiment. So you find a spot that feels kind of like there's an awareness there. You can hang and kind of open that stretch. Just pause and breathe into it. Good. Let's step it back and do our other side. So move the blocks of your hands and put the right foot near the front edge. And the first movement is just to kind of rock the pelvis. Rock the pelvis. We always kind of want to start near the spine or near the hips when we think chronically, because that's where the center is. That's how we regain our tension and kind of regain the connection of mind and body, or awareness and prana. You can correlate those things together. And then eventually, as you're rocking, you might find a particular part of the pose that kind of sings to you today. Just be in it. Let it harbor your attention. And not like we harbor resentment. Prana can do that too. Prana, it can stagnate. Right? This is more like harbor, like the ships come into harbor, right? Like the ships carry energy, they carry goods, they carry people, and they come into harbor, they dock. And that's the attention docking in the prana, in the sensations. Come back to the lunge shape and lift the right arm up nice and high. We're going to start to swirl the arm. Make it a full body movement so that the swirling of the arm does have a connection to your hips. Breathing. You're looking for that spot where you notice something. Notice something. You kind of open that something that you notice. You add attention. You add prana. As they work together, they are tethered. Good. Close it down. Let's come back to a neutral shape. Find that plank pose once again. This time you can do legs straight or knees down still is fine, whatever works for you. We're going to hold our plank pose and breathe. Firm up your side pillars and remain relaxed through your center. Good. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release it. Inhale, press your toenails down and your palms. Lift up. Look over one shoulder and release it. Feel it rise from your belly, up your spine, over another shoulder. And release it. Last one, lift straight up. Have the prana rise from your belly up your spine. Add your arms. Good. Downward facing dog. Spin the right toes out so the foot can go flat. Spin the right toes out and then step the left foot forward. Plant that foot down. Let's rise up, warrior one. You're going to hold your hands like you're holding a big bowl down by your belly. This kind of represents this basin. I called it an oak tree, but it's really more like a lake. Right? If this is the river, it's like the major lake. This is the water source. You're going to inhale, bring it up the river and open up. And then think of it like a fountain, an overflowing fountain. So it comes back down to the source of the well, the lake. Inhale, lift it up. And then overflow like rainfall. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, overflow like rainfall. Last one. Warrior one pose. Left foot forward. Good. Bring the hands back down to the mat. And step back down. We're facing dog pose. Turn the left toes out to plant the heel and step the right foot forward. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. And the same thing, but now we're going to go the opposite direction. Now you're going to inhale, rise like you're gathering prana, and then bring it down the channel, down the spine, into the belly. So inhale, up the sides. Exhale, down the center. Inhale, up the sides. I thought there's a very different energetic quality to this down and in rather than up and out. And just feel the expression of energy in just how we carry our arms. Good. Step to the front of your yoga mat, mountain pose. And just take a moment to be a mountain. Plant down through the four corners of each foot. And here the mountain has this upward sending energy, right? The peak of the mountain. And then all the life that trickles off the mountain flows downward. So the shoulders, the fingertips, the hips, the knees, the tailbone, the feet, all press downward. But they go downward through like this pull, like a gravitational pull. Breathe in your mountain pose. Feel the quality of circulating prana. Good. You might want to step your stance wider, like this might be fine. So you decide you're going to inhale, reach your arms out in front, and like you're trying to push down on a table or a table ledge. You're going to push down as you bend your knees, and you're actually going to somehow be able to push this table down. It's an imaginary table, so things like that can happen. When you push down on the imaginary table, it actually gets lower. And then inhale, come up, opened up. You can do tippy toes if you want. And then exhale, press down with your arms, down with your legs, and feel like you're making things denser, right? You're becoming more grounded and earthen in your feet and anchored in your legs. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, press down, earthen, dwelling deep in the steadiness at the base. Inhale, open it up, bright and expansive. Exhale down and earthen. Good. And just stay here for 3 deep breaths. It's not a constant push. It's not effortful. It's like an anchor that has already made it to the bottom of the ocean. Good. Inhale back to center. Mountain pose. Feeling the upward and downward push equally. Good. This next one, you're going to draw your hands up to your heart, and then you're going to squeeze your shoulders in and push out like you're trying to push two walls away. Okay, so we're going to bend our knees. Inhale up, and then push, squeeze your shoulders back, push out. Flex the wrists as you do this. Bend, reach down, gather that earth energy, and then push out. Bend and gather. Bring it up. Inhale. Exhale. Push out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Good. Bend your knees. Swoop your right leg back. Warrior 2 pose. You're going to start with swooping. Inhale, lift up the left, reverse warrior. And exhale, swoop it over, side angle. But today you're going to kind of make that yin-yang shape. So as you inhale, instead of taking an arm down your back leg, you're going to kind of cup it under, making this swirl shape. And then exhale, swirl the left arm under and the right arm over. So you're swirling the left and right channels, the sun and moon, which we talked about, I think, last 2 weeks. Inhale, swirl and come up. Exhale, swirl and go over. Last one. Inhale, swirl and come up. Exhale, swirl and go over, all the way over, side angle pose. Good. Drop your back knee down to the earth, find a block or the floor with your right hand. And then inhale, swirl the left arm up high to the sky. You can lift the back knee up again if you want for twisted lunge, or even straighten the front leg for twisted pyramid pose. Good. You're going to take the top arm, the left arm, swoop it down and forward, and come all the way up, high lunge pose with both arms. And then exhale. Keep reaching up with your fingertips and lower your back knee to the ground. Woo. Good job. Step back, downward facing dog or plank. You decide which one you want to hold. And then slowly lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And press back, child's pose. Just reach that attention back into yourself. Follow the central channel down into the root. I used to call this pose chrysalis pose instead of child's pose, because that's kind of what it's like. You're making this shell. You're making this egg shape. Deep in the belly is the yolk, the vital energy center. It's a deep, deep orange color. You can dwell there like a sun in that deep orange color and shine light rays out through your arms and legs as you step it and walk it all the way forward to the front of your mat before rising back up through mountain. You can still feel this deep belly center we've been talking about and these radiating rays or tendrils that come out of it. Arms and legs, crown and tail. Breathe here. Remember, the side body goes downward and the inner body flows upward when we're standing in mountain. Bend your knees and swoop the left leg way back, warrior two. Find your warrior two arms. We're going to do that swirl again. So you're going to swirl and lift up the front arm as you cup under the back. And this time you can kind of almost think that your palms are interconnected so that your palms are almost facing each other like searchlights. And so your awareness starts to spread and create this container of balancing energy, yin and yang, masculine, feminine, as the palms face each other. It helps intensify our focus and clarity and learn how to turn the mind back on prana, back onto the energy that it gets its fuel from. Back and forth at your own pace. Keep breathing. I was just reading today a beautiful line it's in an old text. It's like, the mind is tethered to prana. And eventually the mind can figure this out. Having reached out and having found so many dead ends, it learns to rest back in its own fuel source. Come all the way back over, side angle pose. So that's what we're doing, those palms connecting and sending our attention onto our embodied awareness, our sense of energy, recollecting the mind to rest in itself and no longer try to stray, because it is tethered. It is tethered to the energy. At least the ancient text says so. Whether that's true or not, I'll let you decide. Drop the back knee and lift up the right arm. Maybe you can decide because you can experience it in your own practice. The prana fuels the mind. You can go back to a twisted lunge by lifting the back knee, or a twisted pyramid by extending the front leg. You choose. Where can the prana flow? Good. Hands on the mat. Let's go to a down dog or a plank pose, whatever you feel like holding. And lower it all the way down into the mat. You're going to lift. Try to get the belly button to be like an anchor into the earth. And let all the other limbs start to lift. So the shoulders and hips try to lift first. That'll lift the legs and arms some. Then you might have to lift the toes and hands. Lift the crown. Everything. You feel like your body is the bottom of a raindrop. You can almost trace it with your mind back to the top of the raindrop, high up in the sky. Good, and then drop down into the lake and settle all the way in with the rest of the lake water. Dissolved and absorbed into the field of pranic energy. But whether you're a dewdrop or a raindrop, or just a little piece of the entire lake, it's all water. So come back up, become a dewdrop again, be the bottom of the dewdrop, your embodiment. So wing your fingertips up, wing your toes up. Feel yourself just free falling like the rain, like the mist. Breathe here. Keep breathing, feeling the back body contracting and toning. And then dissolve into the lake. You cannot feel your edges. You're still water. You're still the field of prana. Good. When you're ready, tuck your toes, push it back. You're going to bend your knees really deep this time. Get a little wider stance and push your knees apart. So it's more like a crouching cat than it is a downward dog. Sit back into your hip lattice. Feel the stability and anchoredness of the pelvis. Reaching back. Really push down through your hands as well. So you're almost like making a slingshot. Your pelvis is the pocket of a slingshot, and your arms are the slingshot ropes. You draw the slingshot back. Open the spine, let the spine feel like liquid. Hang it like a hammock. And walk it to a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach up and slowly bring your hands down. Bring your mind and attention down the central channel. Back to harbor. Back to the center of your pranic field. Deep in your belly. Let's do that 2 more times. You're just going to inhale. Gather the extraneous wandering. And bring it down. Your attention will guide the mind back into that felt knowingness of internal energy. Let's go on. Good. Let's use a wall for your balancing portion of class. You can move to a wall and have that wall be in front of you. You can start with having the right hand on the wall. It's an option. You don't need to use the wall. And you're going to hold the left ankle behind you. You can touch the wall with the right hand. Good. Now that you're here, breathe and stabilize. And let's again think about the deep belly, the center of the pranic body, and reach out. Start with the root, right? Reach down through your tail and down through your right foot. A little bit, maybe even down through your left knee. And those things just reach down and form a root from your deep belly. Breathe here. And as you cultivate that root, a natural extension back through the left foot and hand, up through the right hand, and up through your crown. And just breathe and express the prana out through these 6 points. And that's the pose, the shining rays from that root source. When the energy starts to wane, the prana starts to check out from your mind, or your mind starts to wander away, just soften the pose back and come back into yourself and release. So you can make this pose might end at a different pace for you, or have less energy at different times. Root the left side down. Let's take up the basic shape of the pose first. It always usually helps. Basic shape. Now find your deep belly. and root down through your tail, down through your left leg, and kind of down through your right knee as well. Just establish that in your attention. From there, extend back through your right foot and arm, up through your left arm and crown, and express the pose like it was a rays of light from the sun in your belly. And bring it back in and relax. Most poses, you ever feel like a tweakiness in your low back or something like that? It's because the awareness got dim chronically. Like we didn't root down or reach out in an even and balanced way. So you can. So one way to think about functional anatomy is like through the energy of consciousness stretching out through the six directions. You'll still keep the wall in front of you for this next one. You can even use both hands on the wall. With the right foot down, hook the left ankle on the knee. And we start by rooting down again, pelvis and foot. You can actually push, think about your whole left shin from knee to heel, rooting down, pelvis and shins, root down. Good. From there, reach up through your spine and crown. We're also going to reach down through our shoulders and fingers for this one. Breathe. Feel the prana circulate in the geometry of the pose. Inhale back up. Changing, so the left foot's down, right ankle up. Press down, root first. So from the deep belly, pelvis roots down, shins root down. Straight down, like gravity, in the core of the earth. Then the spine buoys up like a lamp post. And the shoulders can get added. Shoulders and fingers root down as well. And this is the pose. You just breathe in the cultivation of these energies. You can feel the muscles toning in a balanced way, hugging to the bone. Just the simple following of the energy flows, a pranic, almost like guidelines. It's like how the water knows to flow in the river. It's why we drive on the roads instead of through the neighborhoods. There's energy lines in the pranic field. We're just aligning ourselves to those lines, those guideposts. Come out of the pose. Good. Again, we're going to keep the wall in front of us. If you're using the wall, you're going to bend the standing leg. That's going to be the right one, and hook the left knee on top. You can squeeze and tuck the foot. Just work on hugging them towards each other, no problem. Find your roots, pelvis, thigh bones, and feet. Reach them down. Pelvis, thigh bones, and feet. Just feel that energy go straight down to the earth. Once again, you got to lift up through the spine. That one stays the same. Stretch the arms out in a V-shaped vector. And you can be touching the wall here and stay like that, or you'll wrap the left elbow under and right elbow over. And keep pressing down and press down with your elbows as well. Breathe. Good. Inhale. Open up. Let's get big and bright like a star here. Stretch out through all the limbs like sun rays. And relax it back to neutral. Nice work. Nice work. These are longer holds, but the focus on the energy line should hold your attention a little bit longer because the mind can learn to stay at home in the prana. Left foot down, right knee on top. Okay. Start with the roots. From our deep belly, push the pelvis down, the thigh bones down, and the feet down. That'll shape and align the legs. From the deep belly, push the pelvis down, the thigh bones down, and the feet down. Good. Then you have to lift up our spine, core channel, and open the arms in a V. This could be the pose. Radiant light from the arms. Or right elbow under, left elbow over. And we'll add pulling the elbows down here. This helps cool the upper back and create the eagle shape. Cooling in the upper back. Prana. Keep breathing. That's the key to having the mind stay attentive. Pulsing with prana. And then inhale. Open the limbs. Extend them out as you breathe in. And bring it to center. Very good. Let's do a wide stance with the toes turned out about 45 degrees. Push and bend out through the knees so they're over the heel or middle of the foot. Just rock a second. Inhale, straighten your legs. Relax it. Do the legs again. Push the knees out and rock. Keep the knees open. Inhale, straighten it. Good. So for this next, you're going to hold like you're holding that basin again. Arms are curved, so there's a big, like almost like a hoop shape with your arms as you bend. And now you hold, it's just like a giant ball that you're holding, and the ball was getting bigger and bigger. And you have to kind of sink back and sit more in your pelvis, more in the back of your legs. Toes are still down. The ball gets even bigger and bigger. It's bigger than you now. It's like 4 to 8 times the size of you. It's so big. Like your arm has to almost come under and it opens your body up. The ball maybe, I don't know, gigantic, 30 feet wide. Keep opening it up, opening it up. Keep breathing as you broaden. You can still feel that your fingertips are holding it around its edges. 2 more deep breaths. Sit a little deeper. And then inhale, reach up like you're trying to shrink the ball. And bring it down the center of your spine into your belly. Deep in your belly. As you stand up straight here. Do that one more time. So you just kind of cradle. It's like a beach ball now or something, right? Or a big beach ball, bouncy ball. You're going to sit down a little bit. As you find your stable base, start to make the ball grow in size. You're still trying to have your arms wrapped around it. It just gets bigger, bigger. You feel it stretching Still kind of having it rest against your front body, your inner thighs, resting against your palms and inner arm. It gets larger and larger. It's so much bigger than you are now, your physical body. And somehow you're still holding on to it. It's getting so big, you have to almost feel like you're leaning back and sit even deeper into your thighs and hips to hold it. Tones your back body. Keep lifting. It's so much bigger than this. It's through the ceiling, the size of this thing now. Keep breathing. And then inhale, reach it up, shrink it down. Bring it down through the center of your spine. So it becomes a tiny little ball of focused energy. A dewdrop dropping into the lake, deep in your belly. Bend your knees, step to the front of your mat. Just kind of hold your hands like in just a rounded shape here. Relax your legs. Just check in. The body should feel loose. The muscles are toned and supple. If the joints are relaxed. Squat down when you're ready. Still keeping that sentiment, that inner feeling of abiding in your pranic body. Resolving the mind into the energy. You come down to kneeling. You can sit between your feet on a prop or on the floor. As you sit upright, you can cradle that pearl in your lap with your hands like so. We're going to practice deep breathing just where that deep, bright orange lives, deep in the center of the belly, this energy center below the navel. On the inhale, feel yourself drawing down your spine so the belly expands. If possible, only the belly, not the chest. But do what feels good to your body. Inhale down the spine like you're filling up the lowest belly, not the chest, not the ribs. And just focus on that every inhale, like you're drinking, absorbing the pranic field down your spine and into your deep belly. And now the exhales, you just feel this gentle squeeze at your belly, like you're containing it, like you're holding or preserving or sustaining it in your own field. The inhale brings it in, the fresh, vital energy. And the exhale, rather than sending it out, preserves it, sustains it in your system. When you're ready, just gently bow the head slightly and come off of your seat. You can join me in this wide-legged seat. You could sit on something still if you like. rest your hand on that. Your almost rest your whole body like there's a giant beach ball. When you inhale, the beach ball gets bigger and inflates, and it kind of breathes like a billows. It breathes like a big old sleeping panda. You're like resting on a sleeping panda's back. After you've taken a couple breaths here, letting yourself feel expansive yet relaxed at the same time. And who wouldn't feel relaxed laying on a panda? Bamboo wouldn't, because it's going to get eaten. And then you start to let the panda get tinier. And so you're going to shrink more and more and more until your hands find the floor. I don't care where they find the floor, just let them find it. You're not stretching, you're just resting. They say that the mind, once it's spent all its energy going in all the directions, searching and not really finding anything lasting, it learns to abide, take shelter in the energy that was fueling it. Takes shelter in the pranic field itself, as it's the prana that sustains all of this. Inhale, come back up. Bring the legs close and start to press the spine down into the mat. Press the feet down firmly into the mat. Press the arms down firmly into the mat. Inhale, lift your spine and hips. So you send energy out through the top of your head and the ears reach away from the shoulders. Bridge pose. Exhale, lower down. Feel the settled energy. Prana is a field. We're not just being pulled down by gravity. We're also floating perfectly in place in the field of prana. Just water in the lake. Press the feet down, press the arms and shoulders down, and lift the hips and spine, pushing so it sends the crown away from the shoulders. Bridge pose. Breathe and hold here. Exhale, lower down. Well in the lake as water. Put the right leg out and pull the left knee across. Change sides. You can think of the twists. You can think of these poses as water. Water is a really good allegory or metaphor for prana. It's got the expansiveness, it's fluid, yet it's stable. It has a weight to it. It has a substance and a structure. And when you're really tapped into the pranic fields, it's almost like you feel like you're underwater. Not like in a drowning sort of way, but in that sort of very lucid, ethereal, connected feeling, a sense of harmony and fluidity. The texts that talk about prana, they almost describe prana this way. They actually call it the apo, which means like the waters. The waters have this moving pranic flow to it. Back to center. And stretch your limbs out. And rest your hands on your belly tonight, or just keep them wherever it feels good to you. But down in the deep belly, deep in the waters, you can feel that center of the center, your pranic wellspring, the vital energy center. Perhaps feel that the mind just sort of floats in existence. It is tethered to the prana, but it's not bound like it's trapped. It does not need to flee or go looking elsewhere for the things it has been trying to find. Stretch your body. Take a comfortable seat on your mat. Namaste.